Kia ora everyone. I've managed to work up the enthusiasm to try and make one of these YouTube videos, and yeah, so this is it. This is me in the mighty F-84B Thunderjet. This is, well, it looks very, very nice compared to that Firefly I was flying yesterday. Then again, well, anything looks better than looking at that Firefly from yesterday. In fact, being blind would be better than staring at that Firefly for the rest of your life. It's just like, ooh. Yeah, no, it's not. Anyway, yeah, so this plane is, well, it's very, very good in two particular ways. That is speed and energy retention. It's not bad at turning as well, but yeah, if you pull too many G's in this plane, you'll get yourself shot down. So yeah, so try to avoid turn fighting. But the yes, this plane is very, very good at zoom climbing, because first of all, we start off in the air at about 500 kilometers per hour, which is amazing. That was basically a relic from when this plane couldn't actually take off from the runway. If it had if this plane is unupgraded, it does struggle to take off runway, so they decided to give it an air start. But fortunately, this thing is nearly fully upgraded, so yeah, so it's actually able to gain speed. Well, when I say quickly, it is it's not the quickest at gaining speed, but alas, it's fine for, well, the way I fly it anyway. Which is going to come under criticism this game, apparently. Well, not apparently, I know the outcome already, but I'll just say I don't really talk much in the comments. I do shout out orders, but I couldn't resist having a bit of a dig. We'll see that a bit later anyway. Yeah, so the first target here presented itself. It was the Arado 234. Now I dived down to try and engage it, but that Spitfire manages to nail him. Fantastic work, and yeah, that was a pretty good shot as well. That Arado was going very fast, so unfortunately the Spitfire packed it, but no matter. And just zoom away again, because this thing is pretty good at energy retention, as I said before, I think. Maybe. I don't know. So, yes, that actual dive didn't actually waste too much energy, which is fine. So, now we just, repeat the process, level out for a bit, and gain speed, and do it all again. At this point, I was sort of like hovering around, trying to figure out where I'm going to go next. And I saw that other F-84 over there, and thought, I might just go see what he's up to. Who's that? That's, yeah, we're going to be seeing more of him later. Skipping ahead a few seconds, because I don't want to bore you with me just increasing speed. The next target presents itself. A ME-262 flown by, once I pan the camera around, a person called Messerschmitt. Apparently, actually I think that guy won the top 5 epic plays this week. So he must be quite good, and he very, very nearly ends that game prematurely there. That was a very, very good shot, but fortunately it misses, so yeah, so now I just use that speed which I built up from the altitude and just run away. That's what the F-84 does. There's absolutely no way in hell that ME-262 can catch up to me. And yeah, just basically use the energy, because he's now blown it all, trying to catch up to me, and get some altitude and reinitiate the dive. And now the other F-84, down there, that slim person, he does a textbook baiting maneuver in a minute, which basically gets this poor ME-262 killed. Yeah, so basically that Messerschmitt person goes and tries to engage him, and by that point it is too late. Yeah, so first kill. And just zoom away again, because, well, that's it, And that's what you do in the F-84. You just don't expect to get too many kills in this thing. I don't. Most games, if I get more than about 2, in fact this game I only get 2, I do make a big stinker at the end, but we'll let you I'll let you enjoy that when it comes to that. Anyway, moving swiftly onwards. So yeah, after just complimenting the other Thunderjet pilot for doing a fantastic job flying his aircraft, yes, he's better than me, let's say, as you'll find out soon enough. The next target presents itself, an ME-262 that's higher than me. Now that's bad news. This thing, yeah, well, fortunately I can outrun it. I've got 3,700 feet, which is probably too many 262s. Yay! Great! I do love being numerically outnumbered. Oh no, it's a fuck off or not. Oh, that's fine. Well, as long as it doesn't fly too close to the 262. Anyway, so there's a Spitfire up there who manages to Well, there's more. There's a B-29. That Spitfire will now engage those two, and that's when the great overlords at Gaijin decide to let the AIAA, there you go, that makes sense, I think, hit me straight in the engine, and I'd say reduce my engine power by about a third. So, thanks game. That's that was really helpful, and definitely what I wanted at this particular moment. How did that hit me? I was, what, travelling 700 kilometers per hour at 3,000 feet. And surely that's at least, and the Spitfire managed to nail that fuck off 190. Well done. Yes. So now that little impact had a slight impact on the manoeuvrability of this aircraft, let's say. Yeah, this thing wasn't quite as responsive as it used to be. But it is still flying, which is a lot better than some of the other jets at this tier. Below us there are two aircraft. There's that ME-262, that Ash person. We're going to be seeing more of him later. And the Rocket 229. Now that ME-262 is pretty much, for the moment, I thought was fine. That turns out to be a bit of a mistake. I should have gone for him, but I didn't. I went for this Arado. Sorry, Arado? Yes. No, that's not an Arado, that's a Horton. What am I saying? 229 instead. Now, suffer a bit of a shit to the brains moment here. I should have killed this guy. I should have killed this guy right now. I got to get some hits and, oh, this is painful to watch. I sort of forgot what lead is. And, yeah, admittedly quite a few of them did spark, but I think I should have hit him a lot more than I did there. Yes, but fortunately he is in a Horton. There's no way he can, he can use his energy to his advantage. Even though I have got a bit of damage, I'm pretty sure an F-84 still has better energy retention than a Horton 229. Again, skipping ahead a few seconds to another point where I should have killed this bastard. Yeah. Yeah, I know, this is just painful to watch. It's painful. It's just that guy's wing should have come straight off, but you missed it, Blair, you stupid idiot. Yes. Basically, at this point, I was thinking, right, okay, I've got a damaged engine, I'm down to 167 rounds, and I'm also leaking oil from what it looks like. Probably should go back to base and rearm. That Spitfire was able to distract the Horton for long enough to yeah, to basically allow me to go back and rearm and the other F-84 to take off. The other F-84 was doing a fantastic job actually laying that plane, because he'd taken some damage. I was watching the replay before. Speaking of replay, let's see what he's up to while I'm going in for landing, shall we? Let's do that. Again, skipping forward a few seconds, this is the replay file that I tried to watch to show you how this guy manages to kill a... I can't remember now, I think he manages to kill a Focke 190. But unfortunately the replay files seem to have other ideas. Now, I'm not sure if this perhaps is like a relic of that new 12k friendly spotting distance thing, but pardon me, but I'll skip forward a bit, because I knew he sort of shot down this guy as soon as he took off, but unfortunately, yeah, I think there may have been some replay bug here, because for some reason he now flies in a straight line, which I guarantee you he didn't do, through various trees and keeps firing. I'm surprised the guns haven't overheated yet, and yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happening here, to be honest. Oh god, Jim. Go home, War Thunder, you're drunk. Anyway, a few seconds later, that F-84, other one, managed to accidentally plough himself into a tree. So, yeah, so now it's just myself and a Spitfire up against a Focke 190, a Horton 229, and another Mitchell 262. Now, which I think that's the right... Anyway, now that the other ME-262 we'll be seeing more of very, very shortly. Now this guy down here, I was thinking about leaving him because he looked like he was stricken, but the other guy says kill his ass. So I was like, well, if you're offering. And yeah, that guy doesn't have a chance. That was... And also a slight collision there. That was... yeah, that was just me not really thinking that through. But alas, there's proof that the Thunderjet is quite durable. And there's the other 262. Now this is a very interesting engagement. Now there's no way I'm going to head over there and do a head-to-head with the 262 with a whole bunch of 30mm cannons in the nose. No, thank you. So at this point, I start running away and trying to basically gain some energy and make him drain some of his if he gets too high. Because it's sort of like the more speed the ME-262s gain, the harder it is for them to keep it, if that makes sense. So a good thing for the F-84 is that it's got a higher top speed than the ME-262, so we're able to retain our energy at high speeds much better than they are. At this point I was thinking, right, that Spitfire is not going to be much use against two 262s going at 700 kilometers per hour. So it's sort of, I was thinking, right, okay, this is going to be up to me. Now, one of the 262s is actually, believe it or not, gaining on me. But that's because he probably had a higher speed to begin with, and he started putting more weight eventually. Now, yes, basically for the next few seconds we just sort of engage in an energy conservation exercise, so to speak. I was trying to type and tell the team what I'm doing, which is good. So that's when I first hear that Ash person. So the first thing he seems quite nice, like, oh, okay, come fight me. Now, oh, the Horton 229 just crashed. Perfect. Okay, so that was good. Now there's only two ME-262s left. And that comment I made in the TeamSpeak thing there, that was meant to go to all, but I forgot to click tab and didn't actually realise until a bit later. But yeah, so now that ME-262 has broken off, he's now climbing a bit, I can use the speed that I've gained to try and do a bit of zoom coloring. And that was really good up until the point I realised I was about to hit the battlefield edge. So yes, I was like, oh shit, okay. Anyway, again moving swiftly onwards, one of the ME-262s unfortunately has to leave for X-ray reasons. I decided not to ask, and leaving only one other pilot left, and he's also another ME-262. At which point, I was starting to think, I wonder if Mr. Jingles is still doing his Wanker of the Week segment, because I think I've got a contender. Now, I couldn't resist feeding this troll a bit, and yes, I don't know, perhaps this guy was drunk, who knows? Who knows, I mentioned his misspelled behaviour. That's me just trying to make sure my plane doesn't sort of fall out of the sky. Now, I wasn't actually sure where this guy was, which was sort of, you know, precedes me to do just some random flying around. Now, if you may have seen the dot there behind me, well, I didn't, let's say, so that's yes, this is where I make a big mistake. So after a few seconds of aimlessly flying around in circles, this guy appears right behind me. I'm like, oh, crap, run. Fortunately, I am sort of relatively near my top speed. Now there's, the unfortunate thing is I've taken some damage, and I'm pretty sure this 262 can now keep up with me. So here I'm trying to stay on the deck and try not to bleed too much speed, even though I'm trying to dodge his shots, because his shooting was very accurate, I must say. Yeah, so I'm trying to run away, and I'm now actually getting some speed up, which is good. And now, very shortly, I make the mistake that kills me. I now start climbing away, trying to use the energy that I gained in that small dive and my speed to try and get an altitude advantage on this 262 and re-dive on him, and yes. And now when I pulled up there and my plane launched violently to the left, that should have perhaps been a good indication that something was wrong. And any second now, he'll come back on the radar, and oof, there he is. Quick, no. The controls were nowhere near as responsive as they were before. But this one here was pure luck. That one there, he did shoot at me and he missed. So I was thinking, right, okay, maybe I'm draining his energy more than mine. Maybe I could go fly over the AA, I'm not sure. One of the two. My engine is smoking again, which is a bit annoying, so I've lost a whole bunch of engine power, which is, well, I don't think that sort of adds up to my eventual demise. And here I am, figuring, right, okay, let's just do some small maneuvers. He stopped shooting now, so I presume that he's either A, not feeling very confident about hitting me, or B, he wants to try and conserve ammunition. Probably a bit of both. And yes, now I just sort of pull up and try and use the speed. I should have just kept going up. I shouldn't have tried to reinitiate a dive, and this is where He kills me. But yes, the Thunderjet. Do I dislike it? No, it's a great aircraft when flown in a certain way. The only problem is I'm not quite sure what that way, obviously. But still, 2 kills, 898 points. Not bad. Anyway, so the Thunderjet, yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Like if you'd like to see more and subscribe. I think these videos are missing something. Something's just not quite right. Leave your comment in the comment and maybe I'll find a way to improve them. Anyway, I shall see you all next time. Have a good day.